Hi, I'm Mr. Whiting, and I'm going to read All Kinds of Friends, Even Green, written and photographed by Ellen Sinisi. This book is all about real kids in a real class in New York. This is a great book for making connections. We make connections anytime where our reading reminds us of something else from our lives, other books, or the world around us. If you already know me, Mr. Whiting, and you're looking at the cover, you might be able to guess one of the connections I can make in this book. The main character uses a wheelchair, just like me, but that's not the only connection I make, and I guarantee you will be able to make lots of connections too, as we read All Kinds of Friends, Even Green. Now here's the main character, Moses. You may notice that Moses has a paper and a pencil. If you'd like to make some connections and do some writing with me, this is the time to go grab a paper and a pencil. You can always just pause me and start me back again if you're going and getting paper and pencil, or if you need time to stop and talk. And if you really don't want to do that, or if you're somewhere where you don't have a paper and pencil, that's okay too. You can just listen. Yahoo! I'm going to school. Gotta see my friends. There's Kate next door, getting ready for school too. She's saying goodbye to Zachy. Great, there's still time to hang out with my friends before school starts. Hi, Moses, says Kayla. Give me 5. All right, I bet you can already connect to these characters, because here they are, getting ready for school, hanging out with friends before school starts. Does that sound like something you've done before? Or at least used to do and will do again? Good morning, class, says my teacher, Miss Bird. You'll be writing about friends today. A friend is someone you know very well and like very much. But there are lots of people I know well and like very much. So where am I supposed to start? Already, I'm making connections to the teacher. And I have also asked a class to write about friends before. So what connections have you made in the story so far? Just go ahead and pause the video and tell someone around you about your connection, or take a minute and write it down. You might start with, this reminds me of because This reminds me of my teaching because the teacher is saying today we're writing about friends, and I have asked classes to do the same thing. I could write about Jimmy. We tell secrets and say funny things. I could write about playing with Manuel and how we like to go fast. And then there's Jocelyn. She knows what it's like to be in a wheelchair, like me. I do like being in this class and having all these friends to hang around with, but everyone else will write about them. I'm going to do something different. This reminds me of a student I had that always wanted to do things a little different, just like Moses. When Ms. Izzo asks, Moses, do you need help? I say, no, I need time to think. Okay, this is going to be an easy one for you guys. Can you connect to what's happening in this photo? You can pause the video if you want to talk or write about your connection. And so I think. I think about how grown-ups can be friends too. There's my mom and dad, of course. We laugh together. We love each other so much, but that's not what I want to write about today. Now, how about a teacher? My other teacher, Ms. Janik, acts like a friend sometimes. We talk about things. I tell her we need to go have a burger and fries and relax. And of course, there's my neighbor, Kate. She's a teenager and she can drive. She has 2 pet iguanas. We have a blast when she babysits for me. Class, it's sounding a little noisy, says Miss Bird. Remember that this time is for writing about friends, not talking to them. Okay, definitely a connection here. I am pretty sure you've all heard a teacher say something like that in class. And then I think of something definitely different. Animals can be friends too. I could say that Kate's pet iguanas are my friends. Hashi is a boy and Zaki is a girl. But what could I say about them? They're cute, but why do I like them? Well, I especially like Zaki. She doesn't have any toes on her back feet like Hashi does. Kate says Zaki is her iguana with special needs. Zaki's toes were poisoned by mites and fell off. Mites are tiny bugs that suck iguana's blood. Zaki had the mites when Kate brought her home from the pet store, but she didn't know it. Sometimes things like that just happen, says Kate. She told me that at first, Zaki couldn't move around easily because of her toes. Kate says toes are really important to iguanas. She showed me how Hashi uses his toes to climb everywhere. But Zaki kept trying and trying. Her front legs got very strong. Now she can pull herself places she couldn't get to before. I think that's what I really like about Zaki. She figures out how to get where she wants to be in different ways than Hashi does. She's like me. Okay, so this is probably my most important connection of the whole book. Zaki and Moses both have bodies that don't work the same as other bodies. That's like me as well. And I've had to learn lots of ways to do things without using my legs because they're paralyzed. And just like Zaki, I had to figure it out. That means it wasn't easy at first, but it got easier as time went on and I had practice. I remember the first time I had to put on pants, it took 30 minutes. Now, about 30 seconds. I like Zaki, and I think she likes me back. She's the one I'm going to write about. Moses, that's a very empty paper, says Mrs. Izzo. But I tell her, don't worry, I've got it now. I am lucky because I have so many friends. I want to tell you about one of my friends. She may seem different to you at first because she is small and green and has little spikes on her back. She doesn't have all her toes either. But even though she looks different than me, something inside her is the same as me, and we like each other. That is what I think being friends is all about. Okay, so what was your most important connection in this book today? Why was that connection important to you? Go ahead and pause if you need to talk or write.